I'm your host Sin, and welcome to Hot Meets Banter.
Double H. Double H. Double H. Double H. Double H. Double H.
Hi guys, welcome to episode 2. Let's get into it. Alright guys, how long will Jose last at Man United? Drifty?
I want him to last all season. I mean, if I'm honest with you,
Christmas.
if he was to leave now, Man U might be able to fix the problems that they have and actually have a decent season. The longer he stays, the more poison he injects into that club, the harder it will be for them to recover. That's just how I feel personally.
Anything to add, Double H?
He's not going. Basically, December 2025, when Santa Claus is going down the chimney, giving everyone presents, Jose Mourinho will be alone in his car in the snow by himself, and Santa Claus will knock on the window and say, "Jose, what up?" And Jose will be like, "You know what? Get your ass back to the North Pole with Rudolph. I don't have a job." And that's no. You can laugh all you want, man. I'm not cracking a joke.
And this
You know,
is
he-
biggest fan.
You know, he's implying that he's going to lose his family over this. The man's like alone in his car with no family.
You're laughing now.
family.
Black bags.
He lives
Black
alone
bags,
now
yeah.
in the hotel though, right?
But that's why he's so angry all the time, man. When was the last time he beat? He
No.
probably ain't beat for a long time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Man's angry, pent up aggression. He needs to let out. He needs to get on the phone to Rooney. Rooney, what did you do?
No.
Some of them grannies.
No.
He needs sweet release. I
you
didn't
know
say
what?
sweet release in
No,
Portuguese.
in all seriousness, like he's not.
You're not serious, you know.
He's not getting
You're not
back
serious.
past Christmas. Like I just think like it's a bad fit. And I said this from the start that the third season thing with Mourinho, it's not a myth. It's a real thing. Every time he has 3 seasons, it just seems to be going downhill. The connection with the players are not there. The star Paul Pogba, he is sort of having beef with him. And when you're seeing that the manager is not connecting with the players, as a chairman, you've got to make a decision. Now, are you going to keep the manager who's a lot older, or do you keep your star player? You've got to keep your star player. But I just think that the sooner they make the change, the better it will be for them to salvage the season,
Yeah.
because it's going to be dark.
Devin?
You know what? I think this is a very tricky situation, because I think Mourinho has lost some of the players, but he is given chances. Everyone's saying he doesn't give chances to Martial. He doesn't do this. He gave him the chance. Martial didn't perform. None of them performed. Let's be honest. He's given Pogba the armband, so that's a big show of faith. He's given him the captaincy. That's a big show of faith. Pogba didn't perform. So, is it a thing of now what we saw at Chelsea a couple of seasons ago, where Chelsea was like, no matter what you do, we don't want you here, so we're just not going to play?
Yeah.
Is that what's happening at Man
Yeah,
United?
yeah,
If that's the case, can Man United afford to let him go till Christmas? Or do they get someone in before
Because
that?
you got to remember, if you don't like somebody and then they pretend they've made up with you, like they pretend, but you know you still don't like each other, you can go into the public and be like, oh, we like each other, we're cool, but you don't really like each other, so whatever he asks you to do, you still ain't gonna want to do it. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Basically,
it's that simple.
If any of us went into our jobs and we don't like our boss, yeah, we're not going to work our hardest. Do you know what I mean? If you work in Sainsbury's,
But you're paid money. You're paid
you're
like hundreds
paid.
and thousands.
you're
so.
paid.
The only difference,
I'm
Very
not
well.
stocking them
That's what I'm
shelves
saying.
properly. There's
The only-
bare items missing.
no, but the only difference is that in the normal world, you're disposable. Even if you're good at your job, there's somebody waiting to do what you do. There's someone coming out of uni. But when you're somebody like Pogba, who's one of the best midfielders there are, you know you're not disposable. He is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you can kind of be like, bro, you can tell me what you want when you want. I cost 90 million. I ain't going nowhere. You'll leave before I do. I'm not doing what you say. It's like, it's this.
No, that's the reality.
Only Luke Shaw has to worry about being kicked out.
Man like man?
Boy, listen, you lot have all covered it already. Like, Mourinho's done in it. I think, like, the way how they performed against Brighton was a joke. Like, you can see the players are not with him anymore. They're really not. They can't be bothered. Going back to Paul Pogba, yeah. Pogba, you can see, still has something with Mourinho. Like, I don't know how they coexist, because, as you said, you either pick the player or you pick the manager. And I think Man United have picked the player, because Mourinho asked for centre-backs. He got nothing. He literally got nothing. He asked for transfers. They got like what is it? Two players I think they brought in.
Fred
They brought a
Flintstone.
they brought sorry,
Flintstone.
Fred Flintstone. He's trying to kung fu people on the pitch. They've got a right back who's injured as well. Like why would you buy someone that's already injured, that Dalbert or Dalbat whatever from Porto? No one even knows who he is. So it's all a mess. It's all a flipping mess. I'm happy though because I'm a Liverpool fan, innit? So I want to see the empire crumble.
Jose in.
This is Empire Strikes Back. You know, the Star Wars thing. You know what I'm saying?
I see
Devil's
you
advocate.
comfortable with the question. Let me just go right quickly into the next one.
All right, I'm just letting you know what time it is, innit?
I see you like saying your opinion. So let me just ask you: Can City be
Wow.
stopped? Can City be stopped?
Can they be stopped?
Can they be stopped?
They've
Yeah.
won the league.
Want to know why they can be stopped? Because of Liverpool. We are the ones.
Why are you talking to yourself?
No.
He's trying to convince himself.
I'm saying it.
City
I
have won
will
the league.
say
man.
this,
They've
yeah.
won the league.
Liverpool, in my opinion, are the only team that can challenge City. I'm being real.
And they won. They won.
Okay, so you look at the way how we've been defending recently, yeah. No. I know you're gonna say so. Hold on, let me bring something to your attention. When Virgil van Dijk, has come into the league, who has the best defensive record in the Premier League?
In the league.
In the league, bruv. Since he's had 16 games, yeah.
Bro, in
Within
the league. Man's been in the league for years.
Bro.
You mean at Liverpool?
Bro, what I'm trying to say is the games that he's
Man's
played,
confused.
bro. The games that he's played, the 16 games that he's played,
Yeah.
Liverpool have had the best defense.
Yeah.
Within those 16 games.
No, I
so
agree
why
with
not?
you. I agree with you.
So that's what I'm trying to say. So
you worded
our
that
Achilles
wrong.
heel was apparently defending.
Because no.
So- but now we can defend. Now there's still an issue. Where's the issue?
Drifty. I see you have a lot to say there.
You know what?
Started, man.
Let me. This burns me to say it, yeah. But from what I've seen so far, I actually think Chelsea are also involved in this conversation for challenging, and it really does burn me to say this. But I think if Sarri's already got Chelsea playing well and they don't know his system properly, Hazard hasn't even really been playing. No, because let's be honest, maybe the defending has been a little bit dodgy, but going forward,
So
they've
how's
looked
that
great.
playing well if you can't defend?
Can I
They've
just-
They
laughed.
still won
They've
those
laughed. Chelsea
games.
played it off the park. Don't
Sorry
laugh.
guys, chill.
Wow.
Can I just say one
Finn
thing?
gave me
I'm
the
not-
floor. Can I just finish?
Are we thinking the same?
Come to me.
No. So
Come to
hold
me
on.
next. I'm ready. I'm ready.
So basically, if Chelsea are playing well in terms of attacking wise, and Sarri has the team understanding already what he wants, my point is the more time he has with them, the better their chemistry will be. Hazard hasn't even really featured and they've still been winning. He didn't go anywhere, he stayed. That's what everyone thought was going to make Chelsea crumble. He stayed, right? They already have good players. When Morata stops being able to do anything, Giroud will come in and score. He's not the greatest, but he will do it. I personally think it's a bit stupid. It's a bit football fickle, yeah, to quote Chris, to think Chelsea are just going to be some nothing team this season. But I actually think they're involved in the conversation. Like, I genuinely do. City will win the league. To answer your question, City will win the league. There's no question.
That wasn't even
But
a question.
Chelsea,
Who challenges?
who can stop them? So I'm saying they will
Can
win the
City
league.
be stopped?
No, they can't
That
be
was the
stopped.
question.
But Chelsea will push them as much as I think Liverpool can. That's just
Good
my
answer.
opinion.
I like your answer. Thank
So
you.
you like his answer, we don't like my answer. Wow.
Also
Some
played it.
bias
No,
over here, you
I
know?
love the
David-
platform.
David?
I just want to
David,
go. I just want to go. I just
ahead.
want to go off the back of what he just said.
Yeah.
Like, did you watch the Arsenal Chelsea game?
I did.
Bro, we could have 5 goals, and that's Arsenal. We're wet dog doo doo. So, bro, if we could do that to Chelsea, other teams.
No,
That's what I'm trying to say.
Did you see the amount of times we broke down over?
No, but
Bro,
let's-
well, hold on. You said your piece.
Yeah.
So I understand what you're saying with Chelsea. They have got talented players. That they do have this kind of thing where their first year under a new manager, they tend to do very well, and I could see them challenging. But to stop Man City, no chance. They won't have the consistency.
To push them.
They ain't gonna push nothing.
I don't think anyone will
Bro.
stop City.
I could push that wall. They ain't gonna move. You know what I mean? They ain't pushing nothing. The only team, and I understand why you're doing this because it's your psychology. And I know you. The only reason why you're doing this,
Yeah.
the only reason why you're saying Chelsea is to take pressure off of Liverpool, and we all know that's the case. I know you, because you don't, in your heart of hearts, you do not believe Chelsea can push Man City all the way
Okay.
in the
Chelsea
title
can't.
challenge. They can't.
They can't.
Double H.
Thank you, Sin. City have already won the league. The only question is how many points are they going to win the league by. I will reiterate what I said last time. If City win the league by 15 points or more, the Premier League should be disbanded for 1 year. Because you can't allow a team to disgrace the Premier League for 2 years in a row. They disgraced the Premier League last season. If they do it again this season, I don't want to hear anything about the EPL being competitive. Nothing.
Can I just say one thing? If they did disband the league and they keep the table as it is, technically we win the league.
Sin, can you please tell them that
Technically, we're the
this is my-
champions of the
Devin,
league.
let's give a word here,
Thank you,
please.
that's my part. Thank you. So, as far as what Chelsea, I say, look, man, there, first of all, you can't talk because Chelsea could have put 6 or 7 past. Hazard was it? It's my flaw. No, you can't say anything. No. It's my flaw. You can't say anything. No, you
We're
can't say anything.
rubbish. That doesn't make you good.
If Hazard had played from the beginning, it would have been 7-2. That's a fact. So my thing about this is that who can
7-5.
nobody can stop Man City, no one, but who can push them? It's only Liverpool are the only team, but Klopp is inconsistent, and Liverpool will flop when the going gets tough. So City will eventually win the league.
No. How
Okay,
we
trying to
let's
trigger that.
just
He's trying
have
to
a
trigger that.
voting.
How
I'm
we
really
flop
interested in this. Who can stop then Manchester City?
No
It's
one.
they're too
No
strong.
one. No one.
No one.
Liverpool can
You
stop
say
them.
Liverpool.
Yeah, they can.
I like that.
Liverpool
I like
can stop them.
Yes,
Why? Okay,
I
how?
like that.
How?
On a-
I'm
on a-
gonna
girl.
I'll say,
Favorite.
I'll say why again because people are not hearing me. It's like you're looking at me, but you're not hearing me.
I've listened. This is a training day, man. Okay, this is not a training day. Okay, I've listened and I've heard you, man.
You're not,
Okay?
because you're not hearing me, bro. I am telling you from now.
So before
we
you move on, I just want to address one thing. Arsenal, may have
Arsenal.
been a team who looked like they tested Chelsea, so that's why you're thinking that. Did you see the way? But Arsenal's attacking isn't what makes Arsenal bad. It's defending. I will never disrespect Arsenal's attack ever. When you've got Aubameyang, Lacazette, Mkhitaryan, Ozil, Ramsey, your attack isn't the problem. So Arsenal causing Chelsea problems isn't a bad thing. Your defense is the other thing that makes you.
Arsenal's
crap.
attack is like
So
listen, like
Arsenal's attacking trouble.
No,
any
it's one
of the
league.
best in the
Yeah.
league.
But what Dev I think was even gonna say was they've got a new manager just like Chelsea. Yeah. So yes, we know their attack is good. But the factor of Arsenal caused Chelsea so many issues, yeah.
But their ethos is
this-
attack.
I know.
So
No.
what
We know that, but Aubameyang is still settling into the league. So is Lacazette. You've also got Mkhitaryan as well. So you're looking at like these are players that are quality, but they still got a bond together. Now imagine if they had bond. Like obviously the chances they should have scored. Like let's be real. Aubameyang should have scored. And so should
100%.
Mkhitaryan as
Easily,
well.
yeah.
But Chelsea's defense. Going back to the 4 at the back, they look exposed
Sounds it.
because when they had 3 at the back, they could cover up those cracks. Now they can't go and flat with 4 at the back. I'm telling you, I've been saying it for ages.
It's going to take them a while to
Yeah.
adapt to that. as
no,
well.
and also like
Yeah.
David Luiz is a trash defender. How
I
he's
don't
still
know about that.
no, he's trash.
I wouldn't say
I
it's
don't know
trash,
about
but
He's bad in a 4, good in a 3. That's what I'll say.
He's not a defender.
All right. Good convo. Okay, let's shoot out the next question. Devin, who do you think will go down this season? Favorite topic of tonight, I guess.
I said it earlier. I'll say it again. I have a sneaky
And over
suspicion
again.
that Burnley are going to go down. I think Burnley are going to struggle with Europa League. I think this is their time when they're going to
Who's
struggle.
barely?
Burnley are going to struggle.
Wait, Burnley?
Yeah, I think Burnley.
Relegated.
I think Burnley, Huddersfield, and Cardiff, but I think Southampton and Burnley will be very tight between those two. I think it'll be between those 4 clubs. I just think Europa League, their season started a long time ago. Their season started like a week or 2 weeks after the World Cup finished.
yeah.
So that's a long, and they've got a small squad. They haven't got a very big squad. So there's not much rotation going on there. I think Burnley will struggle.
So you think was it Burnley,
I think
Huddersfield?
Burnley, Huddersfield, and Cardiff, but
yeah.
it could be Southampton instead of Burnley.
It's
and
them
Southampton.
3. I have to
Yeah.
agree. I have to agree with Devo. I have to agree with you. I think those 3 are not equipped enough to do it. Obviously, as you said, Southampton maybe could get dragged in there, but I
My
think
boys won't get dragged.
yeah, I was gonna say, but they
Hughes.
they got too much quality. I think they got too much quality, and they brought in Danny Ings as well. You know, Danny Ings.
And that's your big marquee signing, yeah.
I tell you why I don't think Burnley will go down. I think Sean Dyche is way too good of a manager to allow anything like that to happen. If he sees a problem, he'll address it in January. And Devo has a really good point. Europa League always hurts teams who are small. They really
So
struggle.
many games, yeah.
Even teams like Man U and Arsenal have struggled with big squads. So like your logic is completely like I totally get it. But Sean Dyche is probably 5th best manager in the league. He's an extremely good
Very good
manager.
yeah.
He's an extremely good manager. If you're working with no tools, yeah, and you're still doing the job, imagine if you had the tools. You got to put respect on Sean Dyche's name.
Respect him.
This isn't like a David Moyes situation where
No,
like,
I know.
I see a strong opinion growing on Matt.
Do you know what?
Go on.
I can see myself getting mad today, you know. Some of the things that people are saying is getting me mad. I swear it up. Nah, on the real, I say Dyche is good, but I wouldn't say he's fifth best. I think
That's a stretch.
the thing is, he's good for Burnley. But I always see it as...
Yeah, that's management, man.
yeah,
No,
management.
but yeah, I get that. Dyche has done very, very well. Obviously, look at what Burnley done last season. But I think to replicate it, if he can do it again, that's when I would say he's good. But I think, because we don't even
I'm
know...
not saying he'll finish 6th.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
saying he won't be relegated.
I think he... Because I'm looking at... Okay, name me their star player. This is what I'm trying to say to
They
you.
don't work
Man
off
like
of
Aaron
being-
Lennon.
They don't work off of individuality though. They're a group, and let's be honest. Look at Man United for
But you
example.
still need-
It's better to be a group than to rely
Aaron
on
Lennon.
individuals.
Yeah, but you can't compare Man United. You can't compare Man United to
There's
Burnley.
Spice
Come on,
Girls.
bro.
There's no
And
standard.
Burnley
There's
will
Spice
move to Man
Girls.
United
Come
right
on,
now.
come
If this
on.
weekend's fixture was Burnley versus Man
Come
United,
on, man. I'm a Liverpool
Burnley
fan.
would move
Even
to
I
Double
know.
H, I need
No.
to
Even I
some
know.
help on
Come
this one. What do you
Actually,
think?
no. A very interesting point they made is that which of the big teams. Now, let me be real. What happened in Chelsea's third season with Mourinho? Where were they?
10th.
No, weren't they near
They
the
finished
relegation?
10th.
But
At
before-
one point in the
Christmas.
At one
season,
point, they were in the
they
relegation
were
zone.
very, very low.
as long as Mourinho is with United, I think these guys are going to be sniffing the relegation zone.
wow,
God.
bloody
Oh
hell.
my
Look,
days.
say,
hold on,
say
Hold
one.
on. You think
Let's
United...
give them another word.
I did.
He said some
I
outlandish
did
things.
not stutter. and I am a stutterer. Okay, thanks, Dad. I am a stutterer. So
You know what? I was going to say, I'm not going to call you like flipping have help. I'll call you have help. You need some help, bro. Because what you just said was ridiculous.
infants
Right
like
now,
Matt.
your eyes are doing... You see, Get Out, he's doing this.
Look, man. Infants like Matt.
Bro.
Relax, relax,
Bro,
man.
have
Relax,
help.
okay.
You need some
Seriously,
help, yeah?
man.
You need some help.
This
There's
man,
some
okay.
popcorn in him.
Man,
Right.
buddy.
Behave,
Popcorn,
bro.
man.
Behave.
God.
No, but for me, I think that if Mourinho doesn't get things right, things are so bad at United that they will be flirting around the relegation zone until it's around because it's a very toxic atmosphere. So United,
All right, let me get into it.
One last thing.
Yeah, let me say one last thing.
One last thing.
I think that's a bit of a stretch. Don't get me wrong.
how's it a stretch?
No, the reason I
Well,
say
that's
that
a
is
full-on
because
aerobic class,
yeah,
bro.
because even though Man United are poor, like let's be real, I'll be real with you, bro. They are poor. They
Yeah.
are shocking. But to say relegation, come on.
They lost to Brighton.
I understand that, but
Look,
I don't.
Do you know where Brighton is?
Bro, I know where Brighton is.
They fish in Brighton. They
I
don't play
know.
football in
Donut,
Brighton.
seaside, go on the slide and all that, bro.
Chris Hughton's got to have some respect.
Bro,
for
we
Man
can
United,
is,
bro.
but
Can
they
we
fish
put
in
some
Brighton.
respect on
It's
Brighton's
a
name,
seaside.
bro? Yeah.
I get that.
They
bro,
deserve
but
that when
come
they
on,
play very well.
you still got to put some respect on Man United. They still got too good of a players to not be in relegation, bro. Come on.
I think we
man.
need to move on to the next one.
Yeah, move on. Sid.
Yeah,
Let's move on.
but what's happening at Newcastle? Will Benitez stay?
There's big rumours that the Chinese are after him. They want him in China. Big money.
serious?
Yeah, and
Okay.
obviously
How big money?
it will be a lot of money. I don't know exactly how much.
How much?
I don't know. Let me call. Let me
Specific.
let me call these people. No, they imagine you're going from Newcastle where the guy don't want to give you no money, and the Chinese are like, boy, we got that money. Do you know what I mean? Benitez might just be like, boy, I need to spend some money. It's been so long. I ain't spent nothing. I've been shopping in Aldi and that. It's like, this is let me go Waitrose every now and again. So I reckon Benitez could be turned by that. Maybe, because the Chinese league is still in its infancy in terms of talent and everything like
I'm
that.
not quite sure if you
So-
want to live in China though.
Well, a lot of people over there. There's a lot of money over there. So
If it's strict, Rafa Benitez will fit right in.
Chinese, trust me,
Yeah.
Chinese food in China isn't as good as Chinese food in the West. So trust me, I have traditional Chinese food in Grey. So it's all boiled. No, it's true. It's all boiled.
Okay, back to the
serious?
topic.
I
What's your
imagine
opinion
my
on
Chinese
this?
friends-
To
Sorry,
answer
sorry.
your question, one thing about Rafa Benitez. Now, I'm trying not to ever go to Liverpool to make like quotes and stuff, but I will always love him for being Liverpool manager. He's one of the best managers that we've ever had while I've been alive, and he won us the Champions League. So I'll always love him.
All right,
One
Whitney.
thing I've always respected
Whitney
about
Houston over here, bro.
One thing I've always sing it. One of the main things I've always respected about him more than anything is that he's a manager who isn't afraid of a challenge. He will go to a smaller club and forget his reputation and try and do something, and he won't be like a drama thing and be like, I can only beat big clubs where, do you know what I mean? No disrespect
Like
to
that time he
Napoli.
went Chelsea.
Well, I mean, they were in kind of crisis at the time. He took
They were
a
in
step.
crisis, yeah.
Napoli of a decent side, but it was a step down from what he's used to. Newcastle was a great, move from him to like prove himself. And I think Mourinho was going to have to take a page out of Rafa's book, because I think after this Man United stint, no one's really going to touch Mourinho, and he's going to have to do a Rafa and go down a bit.
No
and,
way.
he's done.
No way. Nah.
You think he
Respect
should
Mourinho.
finish-
No, he's done at the highest level.
I think.
Man like
He's done.
that.
I think put it.
Man, you
Right,
guys
going back to the original
disrespectful,
question.
man.
Going back to the original question about Benitez, yeah. As you said, I think Benitez has been very unlucky at Newcastle because Mike Ashley, the owner, does not want to spend. He's more concerned about trying to buy House of Fraser.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
that-
90
Is he
mil.
bought them now? Yeah.
He's more interested
Well,
in selling Mulberry bags.
that's
than he
where
is
the
buying
fees are going
players
then.
for his
So why is
club.
he's giving out like fees to flipping House of Fraser and not worrying about Benitez, bro? I feel sorry for
Man,
him.
that guy's a gangster. man.
Rafa Benitez, in my opinion, is a great coach. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the thing
He's
is,
a great
if he had actual financial
Great.
backing, he could do bits at
Amazing.
Newcastle. He could do bits, but
Do you know why he's great though?
Because
Because
he won Liverpool that champ.
No.
He has a lot of
He
money.
won the league twice.
Valencia.
with
I'll give him
Valencia.
that.
With Valencia, it's not even just what he did
yeah,
at Liverpool.
for real.
Man like Mendieta.
To overthrow Barcelona
Hey,
and Real
Mark.
Madrid twice
Yeah, that's
is a
amazing.
phenomenal
Shall I run
feat.
the names?
But also, just want to say one thing. A fact about Newcastle is they haven't spent over 20 mil on a player ever.
That's
Ever
crazy.
in this
That's
day and age.
shocking.
I think their record transfer is still Michael Owen. To this day.
Wow.
That's
mental.
Bro, that was like
That's what they're dealing with
He's
out there.
dealing with scraps
Wow.
and he's feeding a whole village. He's an absolute genius.
No, I mean,
he's
not-
an absolute
You
genius.
calling
Based on-
Geordie's villagers, bruv. You need to be
No,
careful.
you know,
bruv.
it's
Be careful, man.
analogies. This guy's trying to get me.
No. Basically, Rafa, I think he's gonna. I think he will stay eventually, and I think that unless a good opportunity arises, whereas like maybe Valencia or someone wants him, he's gonna stay. But if Mike Ashley keeps acting up, it'll be messed up. But guys, don't ever insult Uncle Mo like that. Uncle Mo is one of the greatest managers of all time. You all know this. Everybody knows this. He won a treble with Inter Milan, one of the greatest trebles of all time.
Why is everyone getting like this?
He-
I haven't heard
If you
this
don't stop him
before.
now, he's just going to keep
So,
going.
like, he wanted trouble, and like, so basically, you insulting
Let
Uncle Mo
him.
is absolutely disgraceful. Mourinho is the greatest thing to ever happen to football. It's a fact. He's the most, as far as a personality, he changed football completely. So, you need to put some respect on Mourinho's name. He is still a top manager. There's
Come on, man.
no way in hell is he sniffing. Belotti, are you mad? What? Mourinho to go to Newcastle? Are you crazy?
No, but
No,
as Devo
I
said-
don't.
Get the hell out of
Give
there.
one
man.
even
five
said
seconds
that.
of
As Devo
silentness
said,
for
because he's not good
Mourinho.
enough to go to Newcastle now. He's trash.
Whoa, no,
Whoa,
Drift,
all
nah,
right, let's-
Drift,
we'll be
no.
here forever.
but
Let's
you
go
just,
to the
you
next
just said that Mourinho's great, yeah? So why did you say it not too long ago that Man United that they're going to be in relegation?
It's a bad fit.
Again, have help. Family feud.
Kid like Matt, man, relax, man. No, seriously, help. No. Trust
Have
me.
help. You need help, bro.
it's
You're
a bad
contradicting
fit.
yourself the
It's
whole
a bad
show.
fit.
Move on, please.
You're just contradictory.
Yes, in.
Let's move on,
Let's
let's
move
move
on.
Thanks.
Let's move.
Harry Kane finally scored in August, but who do you think is going to get the golden boot? Man like Matt? I see you looking at me.
Whoa. Well. I think it's going to be Kane. I can't even lie. Listen.
Kane.
Yeah, I think Kane will do it because
Man.
as much as I want to say Salah, what do you mean, man?
Talk, Jerry. Talk, man.
Are you
getting
alright?
back at you.
He's just upset. Why is he
Talk,
Why are you
talk.
sour? Because he went off from Mourinho. You sit there and
Okay.
cry. Anyway, let me get back. Let me get back to it. Yeah, I think Harry Kane will do it because he will play the most games, like majority out of like maybe even a Salah, who I think might struggle a little bit this season to do what he done last season. I think Aguero, as good as Aguero is as well, I think he'll be rotating with Gabriel Jesus. So I think looking at it like that, I'm thinking Harry Kane's going to start nearly every game for Tottenham unless he's injured. And I'm putting my money on Kane. He's done it like...
Your money, okay.
Then he scored like, 30 goals in the last 3 years, bro.
Okay.
Do you know what I'm saying? That's
Maybe
fact.
scoring
That-
a goal in August is actually gonna like mess up his whole flow and jinx him, and now he won't get another goal till like December or something. Like who knows?
I think he's too good for that personally, but that's just what I think. I'd love to say Salah or Aguero. Again, Aguero for me can do it, but the problem is Pep loves to rotate. He loves to rotate Jesus and Aguero, and he will rest him.
I'm really interested in what Double H
yeah.
has to
Yeah,
say.
same. I'm interested in
I
this
just
one.
can't
So
wait.
great.
I
All
was
right.
like-
Everybody knows that Sergio Aguero is probably the best striker in the Premier League. Probably second best striker in the Premier League behind Alan Shearer of all time. Dev, relax. Now, Harry Kane, all because he scored in August, what does that mean he's going to get the golden boots? The same guy who Floptinsky, Harry Flopinski at the flipping World Cup. So,
That's why he got the golden boot.
yeah.
That's what I was gonna say. And he was dead as well, innit? But he still got golden boot.
Yeah, okay. No,
Okay.
Harry Kane is going to get his G's. Aguero is going to get that golden boot. I thought it would be Aubameyang, rotation or no rotation, this dude, give him 5 minutes, he's going to give you a hat trick. Put him there for 10 minutes, he'll give you 4 goals. Aguero's going to get that golden boot.
Are you forgetting about Aguero gets injured though, yeah?
No, do you know what? I've got to follow on from what Hope's saying. I think if City continue their dominance the way they do, Aguero will probably get about 7 hat-tricks this season, just hat-tricks. And I'll be honest with you, as much as Arsenal don't look like they're going to be on fire, Aubameyang is going to bang this season. I think it is very, very tough to call between Aubameyang, Kane and Aguero. And do you know what? If Man United kind of sort themselves out, you can't you can't really say like
No, let's get the hell out of here. Get the hell out of this place, man.
Lukaku's the only thing
You're
that
mad.
works in Mourinho's system.
Listen, I was
bro.
agreeing
Just
with you.
remember.
Up until you said
No,
Lukaku.
I'm just flinging him in as a red herring. But don't forget, he's the only one that works in Man U's system. But I think Aguero, Kane, and Aubameyang will be the 3 that.
Listen,
Devin?
For me, Aguero. I'm going by Pep's comments where he said he's never seen Aguero like this. He said the guy is on. He's just on it. I think Aguero is going to be top goal scorer. I see what you're saying about Aubameyang. I think he will score a lot of goals.
Yeah, he will.
I think Salah will have a great season, but it won't be nowhere near as good as
No.
One season wonder.
I think if he gets 20 goals, then that's a good season for a wide
15.
forward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If he gets
14
that,
more and then he hits his max.
I think he's still
30
going to have a good
more
season. Kane will be thereabouts. As far as Lukaku, you might as well throw in Charlie Austin. I'm saying it's going to be Aguero or Aubameyang or Kane, one of those 3, and I'm going to stick my neck out on the line and say Aguero. I think Aguero will be on crud.
The thing
this
is,
season.
I wanted to say Aguero, but then I thought of injuries, and I'm thinking to myself, he does pick up injuries. I know Kane has over the last couple of seasons as well, but Aguero. The thing is, if Pep rotates him properly, then maybe he might stay fresh and not get
both now.
No, but that's just one game. Listen, Pep Guardiola. And listen, if you don't agree with me on this, I'm going to start being a bit concerned.
Okay.
Pep Guardiola has always preferred Jesus, at least up until now, because Jesus works best in the system.
Yeah, true.
Not necessarily the best player, but in the system. And I've always said that. Aguero only, from the start of the season, looks like he really wants to try hard and actually work for the team, rather than just being in and around the penalty box.
I disagree with you that he plays Jesus because he works better.
No,
I think
he
he plays Jesus
he
because
does.
Jesus does what he tells him to more. Aguero.
That means he works.
No,
That's what I just said.
You said he suits the system better.
He does.
No, they both suit the system the same.
No. Jesus
But
does.
Jesus
That don't make
works
sense,
harder.
Aguero just scores the more goals. Jesus
What's happening?
Come on, man.
Jesus suits the system
to
more.
walk out after that.
Aguero and Jesus suit the system the same.
No,
but Jesus will
no.
work harder because he's younger, trying to prove himself.
No,
whereas
wrong.
more Aguero's like, do you know who I am?
No,
now
no,
Aguero's
no.
realised that he's got to get on board. They both work the same in the system.
Right, can I just say
No,
one thing?
but-
Can I just say
Dave,
one
I
thing?
beg you say something.
Can I just say one thing? Can I
Yeah,
just say
go
one
on.
thing? Right, Aguero, in terms of his injuries, what people are forgetting now, Pep's here, right? Pep's got his little dodgy deal in Barcelona with them super get fixed quick things.
Yeah.
I mean, go over there for 2 days, come back, you're supposed to be out 3 months. Man's balling in a week. You know what I mean? Like, ain't nothing happened to him. Like, I don't know if it's a clone machine he's got over there in Barcelona where he sends them over and sends the next one back. You know what I mean? To the original one's fixed. It's like a high, like, courtesy car. You know what I mean? Send one over, send the next man back. But yeah, I reckon he's not going to miss too many games this season. He looks sharp, he looks fit, and he looks powerful. But I don't know if you saw there's one thing in the game against Huddersfield where like he's so small and powerful, he just held a man off.
Yeah,
The man,
I saw.
I think it's Congo, he's like 6-something.
Yeah.
But he held him off like it was nothing.
Yeah.
He's on bits.
I'm just.
But basically,
Double H.
I think the thing is like Jesus suits the system more because
That's absolutely
no. But I'll tell you why. Because basically, Guardiola likes his players to do this whole pass and move. Aguero is a striker. Jesus, as you've said, is a dribbler, a quality player, and I think Jesus is actually better on the ball.
And he'll press the
Dribbling
ball more
control-wise
than
better.
Aguero. He'll press the ball.
But the issue
is the system more.
What do you mean he doesn't? What do Man City
But you
do
know,
when
but
they
you
press?
But you know what you have
He
to
just
understand.
works harder. He doesn't suit the
If
system
someone
better.
oh, bro,
you have to
Aguero
understand,
because he
man.
scores the goal.
Aguero's outscored him every season.
That's
he's been
because
there.
he's a better
Goal
finisher.
score. There we go.
We're not
It's better
Okay,
than
let's
Aguero.
have a vote now.
Oh
It's getting
my
too
God.
heated. I'll give it Drifty. Go on.
Um,
Who's gonna get the golden boot?
Aguero. And it's ludicrous to even suggest that Jesus is anything better than Aguero or anything. I bet Aguero can fry an egg better than Jesus.
Thank you, Devin.
It's Aguero. It's Aguero all day.
Aguero.
Sergio Aguero.
Harry Kane.
Why
Wait, why do you want to be different? Why do you want to be different?
And I'll also say this as well. And I'll say this as well because I was thinking what you just said. Yeah. How can you say Aguero does everything better than Jesus? If that was the case, why was he not starting?
Because Aguero had a bit of an attitude issue where he was a bit more like, don't tell me to run harder and faster. I'm Aguero. But it looks like he's on board now when he's realised the situation. And now he looks like he's more in tune with what Pep wants.
Did I not say? Systems are crucial to any team.
You have your opinion, that's ludicrous. I have my opinion. That makes more sense.
That's it for tonight, guys. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Make sure you press like and subscribe.